Good morning. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary fantasy football talk for Sunday, December 12th. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time with the small talk and stuff because I don't have a whole lot to say. I want to get this Spikes and Yikes for the wide receivers and running backs uploaded and posted before 10 a.m. So I've got less than an hour and a half. Sometimes these videos take a little while to post, so I'm anxious about that. But I do want to talk about Dalvin Cook real quick because I did not play Dalvin Cook on Thursday because I did not believe that he was going to be 100%. I did not believe that he was going to get all the work. I didn't buy what Mike Zimmer was selling. Of course, I was massively wrong. Epic fail on my part. I have Dalvin Cook either sitting on my bench, and I'm lacking good flex options this week, turns out, because of all the injuries. Shut that door because I don't want to hear my annoying ass fucking roommate out there coughing and singing. Dalvin Cook. Yeah, so not only that is he rotting on my bench when I have no good flex options, but he's also screwing me twice in other ways. The fact that I left him on my IR in a couple of leagues, and now I can't make any roster moves to get flex options because he's on my IR, because I have an ineligible player on my IR. I think it's stupid. I mean, normally, I think that rule is okay, right? If it's Sunday and you have an ineligible, you have a healthy player on your IR, you should have to pull him off. Right, I get it, but the guy played on Thursday. There's nothing I can do about it now. He's already played. He's stuck on IR. I shouldn't be getting punished for this. I need a full roster, but whatever. I guess I'm going to lose those matchups most likely. One of them happens to be in one of my long-standing annual league friends, so I'm a little pissed, but I'll get over it. I have a winning record. The team I'm playing this week is one of my good friends. He's struggling a little bit this season. So if I can help him get into the playoffs and not really hurt my own chances of getting in the playoffs, maybe it'll provide me some cosmic good in the universe for later on in the season. That never seems to be how it works, but I'm an optimistic person. Well, let's get to it. My yikes at the wide receiver position this week. I got 5 of each, so 10 wide receivers, 10 running backs. I'm trying to get through these as quickly as I can. I apologize if you're seeking more information this time around. I'm gonna have to reevaluate the way I do these videos for the rest of the season because I just don't have any time on Saturdays. I don't want to do them on Fridays because that seems too early. And I don't want to be rushed to get them done on Sunday morning either. I'll have to figure it out. There's only a couple weeks left. Anyway, yikes. Without further ado, wide receiver Deebo Samuel, number 5 against the Bengals. I love Deebo. Deebo's been fantastic this year. I think Deebo is going to be, if he is playing this week, it sounds like he is 100% or close to 100%, which is great. Short turnaround for him. Maybe he'll pull a Dalvin. I'm starting him in every single league. I like Deebo as a top 10 play this week. I'm a little reluctant that he is 100%. And so he may not be a top 5 wide receiver, but you can't really complain if he's a wide receiver 1. Anyways, plus he's going to get his carries in the backfield, I think, especially with Elijah Mitchell out. Deebo's going to be the primary running back, at least down on the goal line, at least anyway. So you'll get those. Jamar Chase of the Bengals at 8 versus 49. Jamar Chase has been outstanding this year. He's probably the offensive rookie of the year. But the fact of the matter is he's struggled a little bit lately. So it's hard to consider him a wide receiver 1 going forward until we see him do it again. Marquise Brown at 10 at the Browns. I like Marquise Brown a lot this week. I'm starting Marquise Brown. I believe I've got him. But I think he's more of a wide receiver 2, more of a top 15 wide receiver, not a wide receiver 1. He just hasn't been. He is dominating the target share in Baltimore, but that hasn't been saying much because he's not getting a lot of yards or touchdowns with that volume. DeAndre Hopkins, 15, Cardinals versus the Rams. Again, he's going to see some Jalen Ramsey, which is always a tough matchup, no matter how good of a wide receiver you are. Which DeAndre Hopkins, without a doubt, is one of the most talented wide receivers in the NFL, but he is having a down year. Even last week, he got a touchdown, which salvaged his day with the yardage. If you look at the yardage totals for his entire season, they are low. He's not getting much production outside of touchdowns. So relying on touchdowns is very volatile. Even a little player as talented as DeAndre Hopkins. And lastly, Brandon Cooks down 25 versus Seattle. Cooks is hurt. He is active, but he's hurt. And he's going to be, he's been so inconsistent this year, and his numbers have been down lately. It's hard to see the numbers being flex worthy again this week. The volume is there, the targets are there, just the production is lacking. Across the board for Houston, the production is lacking. I don't like Brandon Cooks, even as a flex play this week. For my my spikes. So I'm not dyslexic, but I feel dyslexic sometimes. Like when I'm trying to do these spikes and yikes, I can get my directions upside down. And I've always had trouble remembering left and right sometimes too. So I'm a little bit dyslexic. My spikes, wide receiver, guys outside the top 25, who I think should be in your lineups as a flex play or top 20 options. Michael Gallup of the Cowboys, 27th at the Washington football team. Washington football team secondary is awful. Michael Gallup has really, ever since coming back from his injury, has really been productive. He's been a weekly flex play, and I anticipate that continuing this week. Russell Gage at 28, Falcons at Panthers. Russell Gage, we saw what he was fully capable of last week. The Panthers are a better defense, but Russell Gage is the primary option in that offense. Again, I think 28 is a little low. I think I've got him as a high-end flex play, top 25 play for me. Jalen Guyton, 34, Chargers versus the Giants. Keenan Allen is out this week. Mike Williams will see the biggest target share, obviously, but the jury's still out on Mike Williams. Can he handle being the number one guy? Can he handle being the alpha in the passing game as the number one option? We'll see. I think it's going to be a much more beneficial week for Jalen Guyton than Mike Williams. Jalen Guyton should be in your lineups as a flex play. Top 25 play at wide receiver for me. Jerry Jeudy at 30. I know I said I didn't like any Denver pass catchers this week, and I still really don't. But I think Jerry Jeudy should be in the top 25. Jerry Jeudy is another guy who is a flex play for me this week. And Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, way down at 48 versus the Jaguars. I think Nick Westbrook-Ikhine is the wide receiver to be starting this week, not Julio Jones. Julio Jones has been out a while. He was struggling even before the injury. Who knows how healthy or effective Julio will really be here in his first week back. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine has been the guy over the last couple of weeks. He's the guy who's developed some trust and some chemistry with Russell Westbrook, more than Julio has at this point in the season, I think. Who knows what happened over the bye week? It's a mystery we're going to see today. But for me, my gut says that Westbrook-Ikhine is the wide receiver to start today, not Julio Jones. All right, now running back spikes. I'm still under 10 minutes. I'm doing good. Running back, yikes. See, I did it again. Yikes. Down. The bad. The negative. Let's get the bad news out of the way so we can finish on a good note, right? Joe Mixon, 2. Bengals at 49ers. I like Joe Mixon a lot this week if he plays, but he didn't practice all week. It sounds doubtful that he's going to play, even though Zach Taylor says he will. Zach Taylor's done this shit to us before, so it's hard to trust him. I'm 0 for 1 on trusting coaches this week, so I don't know. We'll see if I can go 500 or if I'm going to go, over. But I don't think Joe Mixon's going to play this week, so I'm monitoring that situation. In fact, we may have, I haven't seen anything on my phone, but I'm sure we have clarity on that by now. I'm going to have to check that when I get off here. But even if Joe Mixon does play, he's hobbled. I don't know if he's going to be a top 2 play for the week. Alvin Kamara, 3. Saints versus the Jets. Kamara has not played in about a month or so, and Taysom Hill is a quarterback now. And if you look throughout history, when Taysom Hill plays quarterback for the Saints, he is the guy who gets all the goal line touchdowns, not Alvin Kamara. So Taysom Hill is going to affect Alvin Kamara in a negative way. Kamara's still going to get a lot of yards, a lot of catches. Kamara's still going to do his thing. He's just not going to be someone to trust down in the red zone. So having him as a top 5 play seems a little risky to me. You know what? I am getting some alerts. I just can't see them because my phone is so freaking cracked. I need a new phone so bad. Saquon Barkley at 14, Giants at Chargers again. Saquon Barkley is a top 15 play this week, according to the experts, and according to me, he's not even a flex play. So Saquon Barkley out of the top 20 for sure. if you're desperate running back, like I actually at flex, like I actually am this week because of the whole Dalvin Cook thing, because of Darrell Henderson, because of Tony Pollard, because of Elijah Moore, because of Elijah Mitchell. I can't even name all the guys who are hurt or out this week or on bye that are allowing me to not have any flex plays. So if you're in the same situation, you probably need Saquon this week, but he's not anything. He's not a top 20 running back again, as he hasn't been really all season. Next, we got Dante Foreman, 22, Titans versus the Jaguars. I don't know which running back is going to be the trustworthy option in that backfield for the Titans right now. Dante Foreman's still a flex play for me, but he's a little lower. I think I got Dontrell Hilliard higher, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But the experts have Dante Foreman higher than Dontrell Hilliard. I don't like that. See that the whole Titans offense. Like I got it reversed from the experts. So either I'm dumb, I don't know what I'm talking about, very very possible, or the experts are right, and you should trust them. But if you're watching this video, it's because you trust me, and I appreciate that. So. And lastly, Chase Edmonds at 24. Cardinals versus Rams. That is a very risky play because that's a Monday night game. So you're not likely to have any options should Chase Edmonds not play. We don't know his situation. He is on IR, so the team does not have to report his practice involvement. And he's not been activated from the IR as of yet. They don't have to do that until game time tomorrow. I'm banking on Chase Edmonds playing because, like I said, the Dalvin Cook situation screwed me. Screwed me bad. Epic fail. Biggest mistake of my fantasy career by far. And so I need Chase Edmonds to play. But if you have other options, I recommend going with other options because Chase Edmonds very well could not play. And you could be goose-egged for that position because you waited because it's a Monday night game. So I don't have him as a top 30 play this week just because of the game time situation, not because of the talent level or anything. I think if he plays, it's a very juicy matchup against the Rams. I'm loving that Monday night game, and I can't wait to watch it. I just need to get through these games today, which I'm really not into that much because the Vikings already played, but and plus my dad is coming up here today to deal with my car because he didn't do that yesterday. I think today was a better day anyway for both of us. He just for some reason all week he was talking about Saturday, but he thankfully didn't. He's coming today. We're gonna deal with that. So I don't even know how much football I'm gonna get to watch today. Anyway, probably the night game. I'm sure I'll be able to watch the night game, which I don't even know which that one is. Is it the Chiefs and Raiders? I don't know. I should look. It's probably not going to be anything interesting because Sunday Night Football is always the worst game of the week in my opinion. It's got Chris Collinsworth that's where it's always East Coast bias. Usually NFC East games when NFC East is like the worst division in football, has been for like half a decade now. But yeah, so Chase Edmonds, I would avoid him if I were you, if you have the options to avoid him, any options at all to avoid him. All right, so my spikes at the running back position for the week. I like James Robinson, 16. I know I usually like to go guys outside the top 20 for this, but I just want to talk about James Robinson real quick because there was a lot of chatter out of Jacksonville, a lot of dysfunction out of Jacksonville this week, and I think a lot of it, this is just speculation on my part, a lot of it is like earlier today, there's a report that Urban Meyer and his coaches got into it, and Marvin Jones and Urban Meyer got into it. I think a lot of it has to do about James Robinson and his usage. The team, the players, the assistant coaches probably think James Robinson is their best option to win, right? Because he's their best offensive player, right? But Urban Meyer doesn't think so. I don't know. I just have a feeling that this is going to be a big week for James Robinson, and I'm hoping I'm right on that. So James Robinson at 16 for the week. I got him as a top 15 play for the week against the Titans. Next, Dontrell Hilliard at 28. Titans versus Jaguars. Again, like I mentioned, Dante Foreman. He's not. I don't like Dante Foreman as much this week. He's a flex play, but I like Dontrell Hilliard more. I got Dontrell Hilliard as a top 20 play at the running back position as well because he's more involved in the passing game. So he can be used as a running back and a pass catcher, whereas Dante Foreman is kind of just a guy they're going to hand the ball off to. Jamar Jefferson, 34. the former Oregon State Beaver, who's really good in Corvallis, by the way. 34 against the Broncos. Lions do not have DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams, so they will be turning to a tandem of Godwin, Igwebiki, and Jamar Jefferson. I don't know which one to trust more, but being as seen as the kind of coach that Dan Campbell is, the kind of culture he wants to establish, I think he's going to pound the rock, as they say in football, and Jamar Jefferson is the guy who's going to do that. The other guy, Godwin Igwebiki, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, is more of a pass catcher, more of a third down guy. Jamar Jefferson's more of the guy that you can hand the ball off to 20 times a game. So I'm liking Jamar Jefferson more this week. He's a low-end flex play for me because, again, we don't know how the split's going to work out. We don't know the game script for that game. We don't know just how good Jamar Jefferson can be in the NFL, even though he did score a touchdown in that tie game against Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago. I think he can be good. I'm happy he's getting his chance, but because of the risk involved, he's a low-end flex play for me. Rashad Penny of the Seahawks at 40 against the Texans. It sounds like, according to Pete Carroll, that this is going to be Rashad Penny's week. We're finally going to see Rashad Penny get his opportunity to lead that backfield in Seattle. So, the way Seattle likes to run the ball, Rashad Penny is easily a flex play this week. Having him down at 40, it seems a bit, I don't want to say idiotic or moronic. Ignorant to me is a bit. I think that you have to respect the amount of work that any Seattle running back, any lead running back in Seattle will get, and the volume alone has them in the flex conversation. And lastly, Carlos Hyde of the Jaguars, way down at 47 versus the Titans. Now, again, I did say it's going to be a big week for James Robinson. I believe that, but there's a chance I'm wrong. We know how Urban Meyer loves Carlos Hyde. Urban Meyer could be out to prove a point against everybody else in the organization this week. He could give Carlos Hyde 20 touches. So Carlos Hyde could be a sneaky flex play for you. I did pick up Carlos Hyde in a league this morning because I needed some, as I've said on the record several times today, I needed some flex help. I may have to take a chance on Carlos Hyde here this week. So have to bet against myself on the James Robinson situation and roll with Carlos Hyde, but it's entirely possible they both could have a decent week as well, as they have all season. They've both been involved in the offense enough to be on the radar at least. But yes, this could go one of two ways. This could be a huge week for James Robinson, or this could be a huge week for Carlos Hyde, and it's possible it could be a decent week for both of them. So, sometimes you gotta hit your bets in both bushes, right? So, all right, that's it. That's the whole video. I did keep it under 20 minutes. I'm so proud of myself, especially given that I had 20 players to talk about, plus Dalvin Cook, plus ramblings. I'm proud of myself. I know that I typically would like to keep it even shorter than this, but that's proving to be a little bit of a hard thing to do lately. So I'll keep working at it. But peace, love, and nacho fries. Hang loose, and good luck today. Thanks so much for watching.